Okay, so if everything worked fine, then
Oh, didn't
technically
see you there.
speaking.
Hi.
Alright, ladies and gentle boys, welcome to the live stream. Today is a very interesting day in the sense that we kind of didn't do our recording for reasons beyond our control. I think Mutt just went AWOL for some reason. And so me and Aerodoth just basically decided, okay, you know what? Let's work on our ships. We haven't had a live stream with shipbuilding for quite a while now, and we decided to do it together and just take you boys and girls for the ride. So hi, Arrow.
Hello, everybody.
Hopefully you can see his window top over there. As the live stream is going to progress, I'm probably going to adjust it a little bit. But, one way to see this, and, yeah, XD, I'm sure this will be fine. So, Arrow, what are you doing? What is this
Okay, so
monstrosity?
this is a continuation of my previous set of class ships called the Global class, the Globe class. They all feature or will have featured a ring, at least one, surrounding the outside of the ship.
Like the one next
This
to it.
is the like the one next to it. This is the destroyer light cruiser destroyer class. Much smaller, considerably faster, obviously less armed. Um, and this
So,
is
in comparison to
the
the one to the
outlining right now.
left,
This outline right now will be the one for the actual cruiser, which is good question.
just to make sure,
Between
the ship
eight to
that you're
10.
currently building, is it going to be more powerful or more compact than the one?
That'll be more powerful than the one next to it.
Okay. Okay,
If you
so
actually can see, I'm not sure if you can on my portion of the screen there. I actually have folders for different slotted ships. So the destroyer that we're working on right now is going to be a 6 to 7 slot system ship, whereas
okay.
the one next to it is a 5.
All right, so let's take a chat. Look at the chat. Fedmendo, hey dude. By the way, the modular ship design that you just mentioned, it like one of the things about it is the fact that everything looks the same simply because it features the same visual, well, features, and so yeah. And the thing is, like so far, I did mention at some point in time that at some point I will be making modular designs for these ships, but honestly, I think I have gone past that at this point. Like, making ships, even if they're going to be just, on missions all the time, it's still fun to make them. So, I'm not using modular designs for now. And, Wayne, welcome to the live stream. Freelancer right now is a bit of a interesting spot. I'm kind of waiting to see what Aftermath does, because that seems like the logical step after Discovery Freelancer. But it's already like almost the middle of November. We have a few months, and then it's going to be time for the yearly Spazzy tries to play disco and gives up halfway, stream series. Anyway, ladies and gents, welcome to the live stream. And today, on my part, I'm going to be updating the visual design of this ship. You probably already know it from the series. It is called the Connoisseur Fine Farts. Right over here, we're on my sandboxer, by the way. You can also have a bit of a sneak peek on what started off as the redesign for the Paladin. Not gonna be finished, but at the same time, there is the guard dog, and there's all the Davius class, including the Davius number 2, Mark 2, that has yet to be implemented on the main one. And I think that, like, the way that the Connoisseur Fine Farts is, I didn't think that I would be using it that much, but in the last few episodes, I've been using it a lot, and some of its weaknesses have become a little bit too glaring for my tastes, and also I do believe that since I created this ship, it is still kind of this industrial mix. I think I've gotten a little bit better at making ships, so I kind of want to, give it justice, or at least try to, and replace this with something a little bit more interesting. So, Arrow, you're going to continue on with your
Yeah, I'm gonna continue on with the
sloped,
design that I have.
sloped design. Spider Chaos, wait, welcome to the live stream. And we're gonna make shippies. We're gonna make interesting shippies. I kind of want to, so right now I have this tendency to make these kind of frontal engine ships. I kind of want to, go back to the roots, something a little bit more interesting. And one of the ideas that I had for these ships, okay, so TLDR, what does the Connoisseur do? The Connoisseur, all it needs is a radar to reveal hidden mass sectors. It needs to have a bypass system so it can just ignore enemies, and, a few slots for stuff like the object scanner and stuff like that. So it really does have to be like a very small, not at all armored shippy. For example, this thing is like a 503,000 hull when all the others are into the hundreds of thousands at this point. It still works perfectly well in the neonite sectors. So the idea is I kind of wanted to essentially take an engine. I wanted to make and build an engine, very intricate and detailed as much as possible, and then basically attached a ship to it. So the engine variant of the A10 Warthog, where they just build a freaking plane around the gun. Kind of like that. And, yeah, I think it does not really need to be more than a 5-slot. It's currently running at 4 slots, and on the main thing it is occupied. Yeah, so this is obviously on the sandbox, it's not the same ship, but it's occupied by a bypass system, a radar for the hidden mass sectors, you have the object detector, and the fourth one I think is a battery booster, or the generator booster to, avoid me having to place a huge amount of batteries. So, yeah. That is it. I'm going to place down the thingy now. Let's call it Boop, because why not?
Always boop. It starts off with boop and becomes other things.
Yeah. And obviously one of the things is that I'm going to try my best not to, like, bother with stuff like armor at all. Right now I'm going to be placing it here simply because, well, it's easier that way. And, yeah. Right now I'm going to probably just make everything out of titanium because it still is our main, our main material. And yeah, so me and Aerodoth actually have completely different ways of building ships. Aerodoth is using the, what were they called again, dude? Framework. Yeah, framework.
Right now I'm doing that. I do switch between some depending on whether or not I know it's going to be a specific design. So because I already had an idea in terms of what this would end up looking, at least thematically, it was easier for me to fill it, polish it, put it what I need to, and get the internals running later on. But there are times where I'll just build a shell and then I'll put in whatever is needed to. And this is not scaling well.
That's Avorion in a nutshell. It's like, why is this scaling so bad?
Pretty much.
Okay, so my first question is, how do I want to make this thing in terms of visual design? Because, let's just delete that. I think we are currently nearing that place in the galaxy where having just these pure industrial ships might not really make much sense. And maybe I need to, consider actually moving to something a little bit more refined looking. But I'm not exactly sure just yet. So, with that in mind, so let's actually experiment just a little bit. Let's go for just regular blank hull, because again, the idea is that I'm not really going to need much hit points on this thing. It's already going to have more hit points simply because XD, it's, you know, titanium instead of everything else. Something like this. Might have actually wanted to make... Actually, no. That's actually a good idea. That is going to be where the control surfaces are. Because for me, the control surfaces are actually just the thrusters, and I don't usually place many of them. But yeah, by the way, as usual, boys and girls, remember you can suggest your stuff.
A lot of the time, Spider, things not lining up is going to be an issue with your grid size compared to your scale step. That's almost always the problem. If you ever have, uh, for example, like you might have seen on my ship just a moment ago, if you have a preset made piece, the scaling works differently on that versus a standard singular block. And that will almost always cause that little tiny bit of it just not quite lining up. So as
I
you see
hate
there,
that.
that happened to line up well. But if I scale this out to what I was wanting to do on my side, and I brought that out to 12, you'll notice that no matter how much I try, because of the way it chooses the block lineup and how it lines up, based on whatever motive you have, local, middle, voxel, it will never come out that way. You'll see here, I've got about a 0.5 gap. That's just ever so off the side of that block, and there's no way to fix that on certain measurements, just because of the way the game is designed.
It really does make me wonder sometimes, was there probably a slightly better way to do this? In terms of how the editor works, maybe? Still not sure
That would
about
it
that.
would have to. I don't think that the editor's the issue. I think it's the implementation of how it decides what to line up. Because that, like I said, that's usually the issue. Because you could be for a lot of things, global snap and local slap won't
Slap?
have too
Local
much of an
slap?
impact. It's a slap. It's all it is. It's a slap. It's what it is. It's just a slap. Um, but a lot of the times your global snap and your local snap won't matter too much unless you've got selections in which place your global snap will probably move your block piece. Your middle snap, every time you add another piece into that with a different size because you've scaled it differently, is going to always do the single block regardless of your selection. So if you end up being 0.5 outside because you're doing in half steps, but your grid's in the middle, it's still going to choose that middle of that. It's just a matter of using which one is there. Sarlo, I will slap you anywhere you'd like to be slapped.
Hey Mayor, I hope you're actually enjoying this game, because I remember I bought Avorion for quite a long time, and it wasn't really all that interesting for me until I started figuring out how to do the whole, you know, building in general, because it is kind of like Minecraft. You start off with the, you know, with the huts, and then you kind of progress to a point where it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Um, I'm kind of trying to want like, do I want to make this as a shroud as I usually make it, or do I want to make this thing a little bit more interesting? Okay, let's try doing it as usual, so to speak, and after that we can figure this out. Oh, actually, I think I know a way to do this interestingly. That's intentional, by the way.
Odd, people want my attention today.
What did you do?
Nothing. My phone's been going off like nuts.
Oh dear. Okay, something like this. Oh man. Like Meyer, I know what you're like. I know exactly what's happening right now because I have so many games that I just have installed and I just do not have the time or the motivation to play. And every single time, like for example, I'm subscribed to a guy called Quill18, and he is the guy who got me into stuff like Dark Days Ahead, Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. And if I just move my game away a little bit, you'll notice that it's over here. It's like it's just that I don't, I don't play it that much, but it's still there. I'm just waiting for the motivation to actually launch it again. And that's probably going to happen when he starts streaming it again. So, question is like this. Would this look interesting? It kind of looks like heavy, like some sort of heavy machinery right now. Which is not necessarily what I want it to be.
Looks kind of like a heat sink.
Well,
Just instead of being squared, it's angled.
I guess. Okay, let me try to see how this looks with these things actually enabled. I turned them black for a moment simply because it was a little bit glaring on the eyes. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. You know what? I'm actually just going to remove these for a while and see what happens then. Like, this thing is obviously not finished over here, but we can figure this out a little bit later. Right now I kind of want to figure out how do I want to do the intakes, because the whole idea would be that you're taking a overpowered high-class engine, and then you're kind of just literally attaching the bare minimum of a ship to it. So I guess this would be the part where I place down the integrity field generator. Oh, I don't think we need something so big. Not exactly sure how big the ship itself is going to be. This should cover it. Oh, if I place it inside, there we go. Something like this. Okay, let's place down those generators. Something like this. I'm going to merge these into one, but I'm going to change one of these into a container. There we go. Oh wow, that actually literally doubled the energy for now. On what difficulty level are we playing? On this sandbox, it's also veteran because I'm, testing ship designs and such, but we are playing on veteran because it's, quote, the way that the devs design the game. And so the playthrough is, in fact, played on veteran. It's interesting to get insight on other people's design methods considering how experienced I am. I only made 2 ships myself and I'm working on the 3rd right now. I can't even tell how I got better, but I guess it really is the, keep doing it until you get better at it. I think one of the best ways you can practice is you can commission a ship from the shipyard and then make it look pretty. Because then you have a ship that already has all the internals for it to actually work, and everything else you do to it is purely cosmetical at that point.
I did this differently when I was making it.
Hmm?
Avorion 101. Make something once. Cool. Make it again. That's not the same. What?
That sounds about right. Okay, so that is going to be the power plant of the ship. I'm actually kind of wondering, I think this should be fine. Like, that is the extent of the ship that technically needs to exist. So in other words, if I just take the regular blank hull right now and just covered all of these things...
That's what I did. There we go. Shop. Nice.
It's a little bit too square for my liking, though. Nice to see from inside out and from the outside in methods simultaneously. It really is the case, isn't it? Kind of like this. Okay, and now I kind of want to just make it look like it has an intake. I'm kind of wondering... Oh, actually, this would be a good time to actually implement the inertia dampener as well.
Uh, the one thing I've noticed about integrity field generators is there are two schools of thoughts of what is quote better in terms of placements on your ship. Some people enjoy the I'll put them where I need them to cover areas up, and some will just be like, well, if I just drop a big 10 by 10 block in the middle of my ship that's 20 by 20, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Just remember, they do have a multiplicative factor based on their size, so you can be a
Many
little bit.
ones will probably take up more energy than one big one, right?
Not that I've seen, not that I've tested at least. They take up about the same energy regardless because it's a multiplicative factor.
Hmm.
It is just a straight multiplicative of 4.12, in case you're wondering.
Oh, I already
No,
do
I
have
have
a
not
integrity field.
memorized the wiki.
I do have an integrity field. It's the core of the ship. Like, if I remove it right here, it's over here. I already put it down. You know what I really, really want? Like, as a feature, as a upcoming feature for Avorion? You know how we have this color color picker tool where you can just, take a
Wheel,
color,
yes.
you can place it down there.
It does need to be
I
updated
no 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 no
severely.
no no. It's perfectly fine as it is. I want to have the same thing for textures. I want to have a intake sort of thing that I know it doesn't make sense in space, but I want to make something like a with a a octagon or whatever mesh sort of texture for the intake, And I would really like to have the same sort of color picker tool, but for textures. Like even
It's
if it's just just very simple textures, we can get some textures already from just using the torpedo storage. But at some point in time, you just want to have a proper thing for it.
I feel you.
Okay, so my
I need this
question
reversed.
right now. Okay, so first of all, do I have the local grid size and the grid scale size selected? Yes, I do. But this one is going to have... Okay, like this. There we go.
That's not the way I want you.
Isn't that just Avorion in a nutshell? It's like, I don't want it to be like that.
Pretty much.
Okay, there we go. And I kind of want to make it like... what is... Okay, you know how jet engines have those cones? What are they called? Ramjets?
Yep.
Yeah, I want something along those lines. Might look strange, though. I'm not exactly sure.
Flat, angled, angled. Nice.
I mean, something like this? It's way too small.
Yeah, that's the issue that I have when I try to do heavy detail on the inner working.
Okay, I guess for this to look correct, I would probably need to make this whole thing a little bit rounder. But honestly, I'm not good at curved objects in Avorion just yet. I'm not there yet. I'll probably get my head around it at some point. It's just that not just right now. I mean, I vaguely understand how to do it. It's just that.
You're not as much of a masochist as I am.
More like a live stream is probably not the
Eh.
the time where I would like to do this. Okay, now I want to make the whole thing just a little bit more rounded in general. So it's probably going to start resembling the proper shape in just a moment. Like, this is just the engine, right?
Oh, I see.
Like,
You've done that way, okay.
the ship is going to be there in a bit.
You know what? I would like the rectangular selection tool to be a little better. Just with being able to define ranges a little better. It would be helpful, that's all. But it's not the worst thing.
I'm just kind of wondering, like, can I get away with doing something like this to make it a little bit more, rounded? Oh, I mean...
Yep.
That counts as round if your standards are, like, 1998 build engine.
Just keep in mind, if you're gonna do round with boxes, and angles, usually anything under 5 or so width starts getting compressed too much. You're fine there
I
because the
mean,
actual width is like 7, so you're fine.
I mean, I'm not even going to risk it. Like, this is as far as I will want to actually do it. Um, but it's like moments like here that I start to go like, oh, I can do this better a little bit, right? And then you just start adding to it until you break something, either on
Oh
purpose or
yes.
by accident. It's kind of like this, but it's like, no, wait, I can find a better one, like this. You know, just smooth it out just a little bit. It doesn't have to be very, very smoothed out. Oh, and by the way, like, a small reminder what exactly we're doing here. So this would be a high-grade engine from some sort of liner or something, you know, a high-class ship. You know, just not like the ones that we currently have, you know, the industrial sort of thing. And yes, I'll probably just remove these parts and actually... Okay, you know what? Let's actually do it right now. Let's make them into a slightly different flavor, so to speak. And, well, let's go with teal, I guess. Yeah, something like this. Like, ooh, fancy. Ooh. Right? And I want to make an over-detailed engine, and then around it, we are going to make the actual ship. It's literally going to be a space equivalent of a ricer car. Like, you take your mom's Honda Civic
Oh,
and you just place a spoiler on it. Like, that's the vibe. That's the vibe that I'm currently trying to get to.
The original Need for Speed car when you can't quite afford the one you really want.
Oh man, dude, I remember. I mean, my first experience with the Need for Speed series started with the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit when I played in
Yep.
a internet cafe, and like the original soundtrack still is one of my favorites. Like if I had to rank it, first one would be Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, then it would be Need for Speed Underground 1, Underground 2, and then Most Wanted. There were some tracks that I didn't really care for, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed stuff like Riders of the Storm from Underground 2, but honestly, my favorite from Underground 2 was the oh, I don't remember the actual name of the band, but their rendition of Black Betty. I
Okay.
like the original, but their version is just amazing.
Well, I was similar in the sense where I started off on Hot Pursuit as well. And I keenly dropped the game after I realized once I had my car impounded, there was actually no way of getting the car back. Yeah, thanks PlayStation.
Oh no.
Oh
See,
yes. So
I had
when
it on what's space PC.
yeah, so the only way I could get it back was to delete my entire save game data and restart. And I wasn't doing that.
Oh, Spider, yeah. Wait, like this is the original part. Like this is how it's supposed to look. That's like the ship is going to be built around it. We are literally going to attach a cockpit to this and call it a ship. The funny thing is, like I like this is not on purpose, right? But I noticed that I'm only at 3 subsystems right now. I kind of wondering, can I make these look like intakes? For intakes for what? Yeah, I know, but you know, like, can I? And would it look cool? Oh dear, that is not what I wanted. Actually, maybe. What would happen if I use this just for the sake of Oh, that's interesting. 75, 25, 25. Wait. Um. Oh, okay. I see. So,
Turn off your mirror mode
I'm
button.
trying to figure. Oh, it's a slant. That's why. I forgot that that's a slant.
Yeah, do you want to make it flat?
Uh, do I? Okay, so here's the idea. This is the idea that I had, right? Let me just very quickly extend it out. Okay, like this, right? And then, but from the other side, it would kind of look like flaps, but not exactly.
More like an air brake.
Yeah, because there's, space engine.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, the correct term would be a aerospace manifold
Oh,
on
there
your
it is. I
engines.
found it. It's one
Sorry.
of the twisted. It's one of the twisted corners. There you go. That's what I meant. I just
Now
really
you
don't
just made
like.
a goldfish.
Hmm?
Now you just made a goldfish. I'm
A what?
joking. It's
What is
not a
it?
fish. It looks like a dorsal fin.
So wait, why didn't
It's
this
beautiful.
mirror? Why didn't? Okay, you know
Okay,
what?
so
There's this
twisted
there.
corners will mirror based off of the other equivalent. So, corner one, twisted corner one, corner two, twisted corner two, and they will mirror when you put them on.
Okay, that's interesting, but huh. The only thing that I don't like about this is that this part right here, the very front of it, because of how thin it is, it looks flimsy as all hell.
Call it space armor and say it's fine.
Okay, can I just select this, I wonder? Yeah, there we go. That should be fine, right?
Yeah.
I am allowed to do this. Oop, that is not what I wanted. And just... Oh dear, I did not... Oop. I'll get it eventually. Wait. The...
Turn off your mirror. It only has one that is actually active for you to select your anchor block. I do that all the time.
What? What?
You have something on the other side, so it's gonna.
Do I? It
Oh
looks
no,
the same.
your mirroring is off. That's weird.
That is bizarre. It's not supposed to be off. You know what?
What's the width on? Oh, you know what I bet what's happening?
Hmm?
It's an angled piece going into angled piece. So what probably is happening is the actual piece that goes in as a wall is actually going into the block that
You know
it's
what?
resting on.
I'm going to allow it to remain as it is right now. Simply because I don't think I have to completely make it symmetrical. Or I can just, you know, just do it manually, I guess. Like, let's try that. So that's the thing, right? That is not the correct... Oops. This goes this side. Hmm. Oh, okay, I see what the problem is. Is it the same size? 525? 525. So, out of curiosity, what about the other games?
What other games?
Any?
I mean, that's a very open statement with no actual. What do you mean by any other? Like, are you just saying like what other games you played kind of thing?
Hey, look, it worked. No, it's
Yep.
like, there's the most established franchises. So,
Oh,
Need for
yes.
Speed is one of them. What about the others? Like, which ones are that, and how did you get into them?
Oh, good lord. I got into PC pretty quickly, after my PlayStation.
Dude,
Although MLB and
my
MLB
last
and
console was a
NHL.
my last console was a Sega Mega Drive.
I,
Like,
actually,
I have
to be
not used
honest,
thumbsticks at all.
to be honest, I went from PlayStation to NES, so
How did that
it's not
happen?
terribly. So I got my PlayStation for Christmas one year. Back when we were visiting my grandparents out in Calgary,
Hmm.
and we had come back, and my uncle on the other side of the family owned an NES and an SNES, and I would be on it all the time.
Oh dear.
And one day he was just like, "Well, you know what? I literally don't need this anymore, so here you go. Here's the NES." And that was the start of a many, many, many long games of Duck Hunt. Um,
So Arrow, how old were you when you realized that the second controller changes the path of the ducks in Duck Hunt?
oh, yeah, I never figured that out. For the longest, I was 6, man. I never figured that out. It was way too late for me to go. I don't understand why these ducks just suddenly are not going in the same direction they were literally just going in 3 seconds ago.
Dude, there's just physically no way I could do it because, like, dude, I didn't even have an NES. So obviously, the Nintendo was the first console that I got, right? But it wasn't a NES. It was a Famicom. But it wasn't a Famicom. It was the Soviet clone of a Famicom. The one
Oh,
that they made in Taiwan. It was called the Dandy. The Dendy.
yeah.
And the problem is that thing shipped with only one controller. So I did not know this. You know what?
Oh,
This
jeez.
might actually look cool if it was just a little bit shorter, so it's an actually kind of like a. So it is more of a visual thing than a thingy thing.
The thingy thing.
Hmm. So what did you play on NES?
Duck Hunt. Literally, I spent way too much time on Duck Hunt. It was my downfall because by the time I had gotten to going on to PC,
Hmm.
it was already 97, and by that point, Windows 97 was already out. And the first game that I recall playing a billion and a half times over and over again. That tank ballistic game where you were just on a 2D mountainside or whatever, and you were in a tank and you had
Atomic
to blow up the other
Cannon.
tanks. That'd be the one. Yep, that's it.
Oh no.
And I played the living hell out of that game as well. Maybe I was a little OCD for it. Who knows? All I know is I enjoyed the living hell out of it. And from there, um, I actually upgraded my computer from 95 to 97. And then I discovered the joys and the horrors of MapleStory.
I never played that.
Hmm, how do I describe it?
Orly.
Um, it was a game I could play with my friends that I could stay at home for
Hmm.
and didn't have to worry about my parents telling me I had to be home before the lights were out.
Hmm.
Which happened many, 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 many times.
I just realized I almost made a bomb. It looks like a bomb. It looks like
I did
a.
not realize we were playing Keep Talking or It Explodes.
So the thing is, okay, so I'm from Latvia, right? And we were in up until 1990, we were in the Soviet Union before
Is
we,
that an actual
gained.
country? I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I know, right? People
It's just,
like people watching this right now is like, what the hell is a Latvia? And essentially, what happened is that since we were in the Soviet Union, then all of our technological progression was kind of stunted overall. And so, in the year of 1997 or 8, I got my NES clone. And I
right.
loved it. And I loved every moment of it, dude. Good times.
So yeah, where did I go from there? Maple Story, Gunbound. I went from Maple Story to Gunbound because Nexon was at that point an actually decent company that wasn't necessarily trying to fuck you over. And that changed.
Oh, did it
But
now?
until it did, I really enjoyed Gunbound because it did remind me of Atomic Blaster a lot, and I liked the idea of the different kinds of vehicles you could use with different kinds of shots, and it reacted differently when you played it, and I thought that was amazing. Now being a kid of 12, and I was really, really upset when I learned they were making a Gunbound 2 and then canceled it.
Oh no. That
Yeah,
is the
I thought
worst thing.
I was like, look, this game is gonna be easy money. You don't like if you can sell the same Mario game 50
Over
times
and over
over,
again.
and there is nothing that has changed for years about it, and you still make millions of dollars, surely Gunbound must have been fine. Nope,
Nope.
was not meant to be. Was not meant to be.
Okay, take a look. I think I got it now.
Ooh, very nice.
It's just like I keep talking and just placing random things, and then they kind of look okay. um, Honestly, I'm just kind of wondering, like, if I added my crew right now. Well, it is controllable in the state, which is
Something.
kind kind of amusing. So, I mean, honestly, if I I don't know. It still looks like a bomb.
It does still look like a bomb,
But
but
yeah, my
is that
my
really a bad thing?
no, it's just, slightly concerning, that's all.
Jokes that I can't make on stream. Hi guys.
Hi. My first game on the NES, and it's the thing is, like, that thing came along with this kind of 12-in-1 cart, and like the games that I had on it was Super Mario Brothers, obviously. I never, even to this date, I have never ever finished that game.
Either
And
have I. I've gotten to Act just before Act 4. Never finished it though.
I got to the point where in Bowser's Castle there's this kind of maze thing where you have to take a specific pattern to get to, and I'm pretty sure that I was too stupid as a kid to figure that out. Yeah, that's where I always stopped.
We still talking Super Mario or are we talking Mario RPG?
NES Mario, just the
Okay.
original old one.
Remember the original
No,
Mario
not the
was
original, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Good. Okay, so I think I have designed more or less the ship itself. The engine of the ship itself. Now I need to figure out How exactly do I want to make the rest of it? And yeah,
Is that engine and power?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So right now I have an idea that we're gonna build a cockpit around it a little bit, so it's kind of enveloping it a little bit, and then stretch it out to the front, so as if it is a racing ship. So in other words, I'm gonna start off by placing this torpedo storage here, just for the sake of marking where I want it. And we can go from there. But yeah, it had the Super Mario Bros. It had Bomberman. It had Battle City. You know, the top-down tanks one, where you have to
Okay.
protect the like a little base at the bottom center of the screen. And it also had Jackal, and I would play the frick out of Jackal.
What
Jackal
were the
was
other two
amazing.
games?
I think it was Contra, but don't quote me on that. And the last one was a game which specifically because of my dad bought me a second controller, and that was Pool Night City. I think it was the called. Ah,
The other games I had for NES, one was a Polygon Racer. I can't remember the name of it at all. It was like the original Mario Kart.
hmm.
Um, in terms
Uh,
of you just literally had everything was made of actual polygons. That's all it
wh-
was. Your car,
eh,
everything together.
I hope I'm not going to piss anyone off, but would that be like Z something, or am I
I
thinking
don't even remember the name of it. It could very well be, but I don't know.
zero
Uh,
something?
Probably. If I
Chat,
saw it again,
help.
I'd know it.
Well, of course, that's how memory
That's how
works,
it
dude.
works, right? Yeah. The other game that I played a lot of, other than Duck Hunt, now this might have been the SNES game because my uncle then gave me the SNES when he wanted the NES back. Um, it was you played. Was it a submarine or was it an actual cruiser of some sort? I can't remember. And you would go out and I can't. Oh my God, I can't for the life of me remember what it was called.
I believe in you. F-Zero, thank you. Blip Arrow, thank you. But I think F-Zero was on the Super Nintendo, right?
So, it might have because there were a lot of upgrades, like
Renditions.
a lot of new ports that went through. So it could have been. Oh, now I'm gonna die.
Other one was pole
I
position.
don't think it was pole position. It was like it was like autism for people who wanted to play racing games, and I was all over it. So whatever it was,
It got your attention.
oh, it certainly did.
Okay, I think it's gonna be kind of like that. Hmm. Oh, and here I am doing the thing again.
Oh man, Spaz, one day I do have to get you to play U-boat with me. It would be an absolute disaster.
Oh, there was one more game from my NES time that I really, really enjoyed, but for the life of me, I always remember that it existed, right? I always end up finding it, but I never remember the name. It's a top-down kind of single screen progressive sort of thing where you have a lot of like you start off with one hero that can only fire a shot upwards, and as you progress through the
Manoless.
game you rescue other ones and you can recruit them and just keep on going.
Manoless is killing me here with Diddy Kong Racing. Oh man.
Oh no.
My favorite part about Diddy Kong Racing was I could be in one match in a plane, in a ship, and on a cart. That was that was what was so awesome about that game for me.
I realize that this is mostly because I don't really have a lot of experience with these older titles, because when I think racing games, I usually go like, oh, right, Need for Speed was a thing. But I think one of my most favorite ones that's at that point is, in fact, Rock and Roll Racing for the Sega Genesis. Like, I just
E
love that thing. When EA was a thing.
Racing. That rings a bell. That could be it. I'll Google it up when I'm not actually streaming right now. Yeah, EA pissed me off royally when they said, "Sorry, we're not making the NHL games anymore for PC." My last NHL game was actually stolen from me by a friend,
Dude,
and I was so livid.
like, when I remember EA, the first things that I remember would be stuff like Road Rash.
Road Rash. Oh,
Like
the chain. That's all I
that
needed.
is
Just give
the
me the chain.
EA.
It was
That's the
fine.
electronics. Keep your chain. I just want the crowbar.
Oh, I was bad with that chain, let me tell you.
It gave me very unrealistic expectations of what to expect on the road if I ever got my license as a kid.
Wait, you mean I'm not supposed to just do this? But he was in front of me.
This is fine.
EA being sued by its parent corporation for teaching kids to.
Oh,
Um,
I did have the turtle game, the Ninja Turtle game. The one with the electric underground underwater level.
I did not play that. I had a friend who did, but I did not play that. Okay, so Spaced Armor does not work the way you think it does in this game versus real life, which is the unfortunate part because I wish it did. Otherwise, it would make some of my ship designs I have in my brain actually worthwhile
Makes
playing.
sense.
Sadly, that's not the case.
Well, I mean, no, they do protect from railguns.
Yeah, somewhat. It's still wonky. It's not a hit, it's a damage thing, and with the way the integrity works, kind of doesn't really make too much of a difference if you've got a big chunky ship, a small ship with a gets hit by the railgun. I don't care. It's not. It's just not.
Hmm. I started this
which
thing
is one of
off
the.
like this.
To be fair, although it's kind of, I would kind of hate to see the railguns change because of that, because it's sort of the whole point. They do have that long cooldown for between shots, and it's if you hit with them, that's the reason they hurt. So we're getting there. I think it's a little too oval from what I wanted. Oh, you know what the other problem is?
Hmm?
I didn't make the top of the other side. That's not gonna look right.
Huh. Uh, and here is me being very dumb and trying to figure out what shape must I do here.
What are you trying to get as a
I
shape?
am trying to continue this thing.
You want twist? You want the flat edge, the flat corner?
I want okay, so this thing is just made out of
You want the
triangles.
flat corner? Yeah, yeah. You want the flat corner. Can you go put that triangle back?
This one?
The one you just deleted.
Okay.
Hold on. I gotta make
Ah,
sure
no,
the
no, no, wait, wait. I think
want
I.
the flat corner to continue it on.
Where is it? Nope. No, 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 no. Like it. I know the shape. It's just that I'm dumb, and I cannot figure this out. There exists a shape for this thing. Like I can see it. It's like a wait. Hmm. Blipero just asked, how do shields work?
They give a multiplicative number based on their volume, as generated shielding.
But they do bleed through, right? That's the purpose of the shield
The
reinforcer.
railguns?
No, no, no. That's the purpose of the upgrade that makes your ships impenetrable. Or was it like it starts
Oh,
to bleed
so
through?
your ship is not impenetrable per se because you have shields on. It's a weapon that has the penetration perk on it that allows you to go through a shield.
Oh, okay, yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
So
really strange.
you'll find them mostly on like plasma weapons.
Hmm.
Um, they'll have that a lot. It'll do some damage to the shield as it goes
Corner
through, and then it will hit your
3.
hull.
No, 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 like, I want to continue it. Like, right now, it would have to be flat up here. But slanted. And I am just too dumb to figure this out. I'm just stuck here. Yeah, I mean, it would be just like this, just with this side. Oh, wait. Can I just... just the other side? No? Joe has the right idea. I just kind of wish that... Oh, wait, I see. I see a way this could work.
The only problem with that, Joe, is as much fun as that is,
See?
it makes
I want
building
this.
annoying as crap.
Okay.
And it because of the way the updated stuff did to modules, you sort of have a lot of problems with that. I've seen that a lot before. They did that when they were making that expansion that we were looking at um back before we went to 2.0. The remember when we had those ships that had the a million parts stacked on one inside of each other, so you had
Oh, it
like
was the
50,000.
Savorian, the
Yeah.
extended Avorion.
Um
They
Aside
did
from
the
the fact
thing.
that it was probably completely wrong morally to have that there,
See, that's the thing.
it,
I want
it's
to.
harder to do that now that 2.0 has come out.
I do
Oh,
want
that's
to
better.
make sure that I still at least vaguely try to not break the game, or not, at least not exploit it. Yeah, that's the word I'm trying to find.
A little better. Problem is I need space still. I would have really have liked to have seen the actual angles make a difference in this game for impact, but that's a lot of
Yeah, that's
calculations to do in one
beyond,
go.
especially for a multiplayer game.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
fully
it's one thing
understand
when you're
we
playing a
are
game
running
like World of
limitations.
Tanks where it's like, okay, congratulations, you only have one shot for the next 30 seconds, and there's only at most X people on the game. For a for a game where where they want you to essentially have more ships in an area instead of one just massive giant I'm here to kill you ship.
I still find it surprising that they went that way, that they're encouraging the creation of multiple ships.
Um,
Or or
it
are
is rather
they?
interesting.
Is it what
They
they're
have to
trying to
be.
do?
If they weren't, then why would you ever have it so that you can send somebody on a mission where they
I
expect you to
think
take things
okay,
as
I
escorts?
think what they're trying to do is that they're actually trying to make you not have to worry about and micromanage so many ships. Remember our previous Let's Play when we did the the insane difficulty co-op thing with Mutt?
Yep.
Do you remember us just constantly needing to babysit those miners so they don't get attacked or they don't get stuck? And I still think that it's mostly the problem where the bigger your mining ship is, the more it had a tendency to get stuck, especially in those very dense asteroid systems.
I
And
do want to point out there that my ship was, for all intents and purposes, a gigantic sphere that just emulated mining ships.
yes, when
And it
we
never got
got
stuck, though.
no, when we got to fighters, then it was capable of doing that.
I don't know. I don't ever recall my mining ships getting stuck, but that being said, you tend to have a lot more ships than Mutt and I do by the time we actually get to that point.
I mean, kind of. I mean, yeah, I would usually just make a lot of ships.
Which is honestly what they're really be doing, because if you look at these things now, you you know, hey, you put in escorts, you put in support ships that help you do things, make your missions go faster, that kind of stuff. It's just a way of making it so it doesn't hurt our brains while we're trying to do it.
Too much.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Guns on the nose are okay if they are a fixed um direction. Otherwise, you can have problems with the gun rotating and actually finding its proper spot to fire. Not impossible, but usually not the best recommended. In terms of sides of crafts, sides are kind of a hard word to use in space, but yeah,
Depends on which
essentially.
anime you're watching, dude.
I'm gonna go back and delete my anime list now of space animes. Um, I would simply say this: if you've ever played Star Trek Online, you kind of want to space your guns and your weapons out like that, where a certain gun is going to have a certain arc and that certain arc is what's going to be in play at any given time. With at least with the shit that you see next to me, the previous class that I had, you'll notice that I only have a flat top and a flat bottom. For this particular ship, that's probably fine considering I also had some turrets in the rear on that back mount. Let me just quickly ship over to it. So I would have most of my guns along the front side here and on the underside, where it wouldn't have mattered as much. And then on the back, I would have one here and one here rotated facing the back. Um, just for easier acquiring of target. And then I would have along the top ring here my defense turrets, which was a really joy when they changed that up. So my anti-aircraft fighter guns and my anti-torpedo guns were all around the ring. That way I was using my front arc and my back arc as most efficiently as I could, given that this ship design is one that does have um, just a naturally generated blind spot for the weapons.
I
Whereas
think I think that one
Spaz's
of the
ship will not,
hmm?
which your ship will not.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, broadsides in space and fixed weapons in space in general just don't make any sense because if you're going to try to aim at these distances with a fixed weapon, then, well, first of all, you're going to be wasting a lot of maneuvering fuel because you're just constantly making these tiny little, adjustments. And it's probably wasteful as hell. But I think
Yeah,
that,
especially
in
it's
terms of broadsides, like specifically in broadsides, I think the best game that ever implemented that as a concept in space battles was Rebel Galaxy, the first one. Because there are, in fact, two of them.
what do you call some of the ones that, as a curse, they miss their shots?
So what?
Do you mean duds blip or
Oh yeah, Rebel Galaxy was 2D, but I think that Rebel Galaxy was one of those games where you come for the game, and then you kind of stick around for the soundtrack.
Okay, hold on a second. Look at my corner here. Blip. This was my mining ship in the campaign in our last Let's Play. Which one was the retrofitted one? That one. Give it a moment. And Spaz will probably leg out, but hey, that's fine.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. It's because I'm connected to a host.
You're you're
It's
you're you are not going to get rid of me that easily.
just go ahead and all right, so this was my mining hive from the last game, Blip.
Oh
The
dear
last
lord.
Let's Play. Um, do spheres work? The answer is yes, spheres can work.
Oh god. I am going to
Depending on
actually wait, where are you? I am actually going to go to you.
just look for the
Look,
beehive.
this was the stupidest ever ship, especially when we're trying to move around the stations. And you were trying to move our resource depot.
I was the resource depot.
Like, what
Uh,
is
just
this?
just just imagine with the way they do the systems now, how much I could put into this.
Hey, Arrow, take a look at this.
Yep. Mine or yours?
Mine.
Okay, yeah.
It's
I
like
like it.
my ship is literally an engine.
You should call that a cutter. Because that actually looks like a cutter. Very sleek in design, quick.
I mean, this is literally the. It's like this is someone placing a Hayabusa engine inside of their Morris Mini.
But yeah, but this was this was the mine carrier that I had, the operational carrier, um, for my CV essentially. If we would still use modern day words for it, CV being a carrier vessel. Um, and this, I mean, they work. I did not line these up properly. Just a heads up, I did not. It got to the point where it was, Arrow, you're taking too long to build this. Hurry up, we need to go get stuff.
Yeah, it's
So
like
I
we
couldn't
we were we
I
were
couldn't
starting
line
to get quite
everything up as
upset.
well as I wanted to.
It's like, Arrow, what are you going to do today?
Um,
I'm going to work on the hive. God damn it, Arrow. We want to do things. Come on.
I still have that part saved for doing this, actually. The ring is right here. The ring is
The
right here. So I have my ring already made.
the phone is on the
So
phone.
if I want to make it bigger or smaller, I could literally just turn it straight into a literal sphere whenever I'm ready.
Oh no.
So yeah, spheres can work. They just take a lot of work and a lot of dedication. Because otherwise, yeah,
Yup.
about that.
That is a feature.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to repeat that joke on stream for YouTube reasons, but yes, I I see where you're going with there.
Oh dear.
3-day
Do
build
not,
speech.
do not please delete my
Interesting.
channel. This might be a...
3-day builds. That's rather interesting. 3-day build reveals. Um, I'm not entirely against that. But is it 3 days of literally just come back, spend 4 hours a day doing it, or is it spend 72 hours building a ship and find out what you get?
You know, I have those periods of bored now, and I have to really want to do something else. I never, like, I do not think I will ever be able to do something like that.
Yeah, there are days where I will just have no direction in my mind as to what I'm doing.
It's like, yes, I want to do stuff. It's kind of like this. See, I'm not even sure what I'm doing at this point. It's like, I just keep on placing the parts until they fit.
All I can say is once I'm done this class of ships and I move on to my next class of ships in terms of the design, um, it'll be very interesting to see what I end up doing. Because the Guns of Icarus designs are very steampunkish in
Hmm.
nature, um, which is definitely always a cool look for a ship. I don't think you can possibly deny the what just happened here. You are not like the others. Why?
Now, isn't that
Oh.
Avorion in a nutshell?
Then you do that. That actually drives me nuts. The ability to place inside of another block drives me absolutely crazy.
Does it drive you absolutely cray-cray?
Cry, cry. Maddening. In a sci-fi anime. See, here's the thing. My favorite sci-fi anime is Battleship Yamato. And, I mean, I'd be down to making a gigantic battleship. I know there have been many. Did our suppressor fail?
No, it's it's unrelated.
Oh, it's rivals. Oh,
No,
okay.
no, 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 no. It's literally a ship calling for help, and we had that.
Oh, it's the
Remember,
help.
we had the cursed home where we literally had like all the asteroids that I collected over time. And even though we had the suppressor, like every once in a while, it would still pop up.
Right. Yeah. Um. No, Joe. The reason it's laggy, honestly, like if I wanted to stop, the only reason why I'm lagging versus why Spaz is not is because I'm connecting to him and it's trying to update every single block that's connected to every other single block. Which is why I'd had problems. Technically speaking, if I wanted to do this, I should actually pop out into my own single player sandbox mode and do it in there, and that way neither of us would lag. Um,
But where's
but
the
it's
fun in
fun to
that?
be with friends.
Suffering is should always be shared between friends.
Mm, yes.
I am
The
gonna.
Macross. Yeah, the Macross was fun. I enjoyed the look of Macross. That was a very interesting ship.
The one
Oh God.
ship
See the hive
type,
over there.
like when it comes to sci-fi ships in general, one design I always liked is, in fact, the stuff from Warhammer 40k. There's just something about it that I really, really like. Hmm.
Weird. That was weird.
Hey,
Why didn't
Shadow.
update? Yeah, I could not get into 40K. One, because it was way too late in life, and two, because God, the amount of
What
lore
the,
that game has.
what the hell does it even mean to get into 40k? There's just so much of it.
That's exactly it. Where like I was told, my roommate, he said, "You know who you'd like?" I'm like, "I don't know who would I like." You would love the Tau. Everything you need to do. Look, we should go out. We're gonna buy 40K minis. To this day, I have a set of minis that I haven't painted. And a set of minis somewhere else that I also
But you
have
see,
that
that's
I also
the
haven't
thing.
painted.
Like that's the thing. You know, 40k is literally like saying, "Oh, you would like 40k," right? It's literally like saying, "Oh, you would like racing," right? And like the miniatures is literally like, I don't know, NASCAR or something. It's like there's people who love racing and can't, stand NASCAR. And
Yeah.
like my introduction to 40k was through the all guardsman party text to speech memes.
Oh God.
No, I mean, you say that, but after the fact, I actually started reading through the Horus Heresy novels. I got up to. Oh, I think it was book number 8. Wait. Would actually have to check. Let's see. Audible Library. Oh, no, sorry. It was actually The Fallen Angels, book 11. That's as far as I got. Because apparently, and I know, this is this is not what I wanted to launch XD.
I think the reason why he said that Taos would be hilarious for me to play and that I'd like them was because they're basically space communists with sniper lasers. Um,
That's one way.
that's yeah, that's one way to describe them. A hollow hull and mirrored. Yes, I have. Um, the only reason why I don't like doing that sometimes is because some of my ship designs get a little complicated. Just a little complicated. And doing things
Just
from
a
the
little.
inside out when there's no real good option for lighting on the inside. Well, it would always be we'd have to consider we probably should at some point consider doing a community play.
Oh yeah, definitely. We would have to figure out how to do it. Honestly, I would
My
really yeah,
understanding is
it
the
it wouldn't
options of
be
a
the
dedicated server now have gotten better from what they used to be. I want to change this. This isn't the curve I like it to be,
I
but I don't want to go into
I actually
halves.
did like the only experience I have with Battletech was from
Oh,
what was that game called? It was basically World of Tanks but with mechs. Mech Warrior Online, there we go. And I really, really like the catapult because of course I did.
oh, that's what you mean. Sorry, I misread what you meant function there. Um, Interesting. I mean, technically, it doesn't actually matter about what's on the inside, with the exception of thrusters. Um, Balancing thrusters to make them as useful as they need to be for the power that you provide to them. I'm a little bit of a stickler when it comes to that, and yeah, yeah. But no, you're not wrong. Technically, it doesn't actually matter. You could do that. I didn't want to. The only problem is I didn't make this actually round. I did this oval again.
Oh no.
I mean, it's not bad. My other one was oval too, and I'm not.
No, no, so you don't understand. I made a catapult loadout that was literally all of it was just missiles, right? So every single time I pulled the trigger, I would overheat so much that it would actually cause core damage.
Ouch.
It's like if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
not
to go
recommended,
down,
guys.
if I'm going to go down, you're going to go down with me. You know, I
This was
think
one.
this is. I think this is it. I think I have my shippy.
I think it looks good. I also think I'm trying way too hard, which is not abnormal for me.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really don't like. Like, you have the maneuvering thrusters and everything, but honestly, I would have just
Yeah,
preferred if you would be able to place the engines in any way that you want. You could make so stupid. Like, I mean, you can already do it with regular thrusters, but can you imagine a ship that engages other ships sideways by strafing them?
that'd be hilarious. I'm
No,
actually
my
watching.
catapult had no heat sinks, dude. Everything on that thing was just missiles, dude. Arrow, why is there a
Mhm.
football field on your ship?
I'm trying to score touchdowns, man. It's just a frame. I'm making a part. Besides, if it was a football Field, it would be yellow uprights, okay?
See, I'm not.
Stupid
I I
Europeans.
I'm not versed in hand egg. Okay, dude.
Actually, you know what I could have just done to make this a hell of a lot easier?
In
I should have
Mora,
just done this.
you laugh, but that is literally what I did. I
I mean,
like
I
it's been
don't
so
blame
long.
you.
I don't remember. I do not remember any names of the actual maps. But whenever I got spawned in that one map with the giant hill in the middle and with the two refineries on either side, I would just go like, "Oh God, like I am useless here." No, dude, I had a humpback with all like short range lasers, and whenever I would just click, it is like just instantaneously blow itself up. I promise I was good at the game. I actually got kills, but no. Space Engineers is one of those games that I tried, but I didn't really get into in the same way that I didn't get into Galactic. What was it called? It was like 7 Days to Die, but in space. It was called. Oh dear. Wait,
Not frightening at all.
wait. We'll figure this out. Let me just open up this. It was G something. F
H I J and K.
G. Hmm. No, apparently that's not it. Empyrean. There we go. Yeah, Empyrean. Thank you, Nonos. I have fond memories of playing every single game that I have on this thing, but every single time I try to reinstall any of this, I just instantly go like, "Oh, that's why I don't have it installed all the time." Especially 2004. Like, this is my favorite game. I even made a freaking video about it. But every single time nostalgia hits and I re-download Unreal Tournament 2004, I played for a little bit of while. I was like, "Yeah, those were good memories, but it's not hitting the same way as it used to." I mean, Avorion is a relatively question mark cheap game. Oh, and by the way, like, you know what I really want to see if we could pull this off? Just make like an event where all of the Avorion Discord server just gets one server running and just beelines for the center of the galaxy. Whoever kills the thing first, like a speed run, but like with everyone involved. That would be that would be chaotic and dumb, but
I mean, that'd be hilarious.
it wasn't just the AI that were kind of sad on the Unreal Tournament games. It was more like the more you play that game, the more you realize that if you killed a dude in one spot, you knew where he would respawn. And so in high tier matches, like in one versus ones in tournaments, like in the Baltic League, um, like there were situations where you would just pre-aim your flak cannon, like in ranking, for example. If you killed a dude next to the flak cannon pickup, you would very quickly need to go through the bottom towards the shock rifle pickup and just launch a flak shell into where the bio rifle pickup is on the second floor, and you would most likely hit the player who just respawned there if he went for the bio rifle.
That's mean. You motherfucker, that's mean.
Wait, have
I
you
mean, I
played
guess that's how
Star
you literally
Conflict?
play games like that.
You know, the thing is, like, Star Conflict rhymes, not rhymes, but it makes me remember something, but it's one of those things where I tried a game, so just because I have a few hours on it and I have it in my library does not mean that I quote played it. Like for example,
Yep.
that's literally what I have with where is it? Come on, Steam, do the do. So that's for example the thing that I have with the X3 series. For example, I played a lot of Terran Conflict, like a lot of it. Well, actually no, which was it? Was it 11 hours 47? Okay, so Albion Prelude is the one that I played the most. I do not remember literally anything from this.
Should have been a 3.
We do have a Discord which I actually ducked out of for a little while because I kind of burned out of PlanSide 2 for a little bit. But if Sarlo is still watching, he could totally just actually. So, can you just dump the Orax Discord link into the chat?
It's called Inquisition Gaming Spaz. You should know that by now.
Yes, but we both
Not that
know.
anybody calls it that. Wait a second here.
Have you ever built a mega cannon? No, but I have built a dwarven atom smasher. Oh look, it's synthetic. It's the one game that I totally bought because of frickin' Seth, because he made the game look fun. Then I tried it. It wasn't fun. I have Squad installed, and I really, really, really wanted to get into it. But again, like, if I wanted kind of competitive, live multiplayer with voice activation, it would probably be PlanetSide 2. Yeah, so here it is. Here's Space Engineers. I've been
Here's the
meaning.
problem.
I've
I
been
don't
meaning.
have that
Hmm?
permissions anymore now that I'm not a moderator.
You should be able to like go to the top of it and just, dude, just go to my. Wait, dude. Blip Zero. There is a invite link in the quote front page of my channel. It's on the top right.
That makes a good win.
Unless they, changed it. XD. Oh, here's a fun little part. Railroad Tycoon 3 on Steam. I actually had to buy it on GOG because the Steam version is broken.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Oh,
That's what I
look.
was worried about.
Oh, look. It's Bannerlord. It's the game that I waited for literal years and then I just went back to play Warband. Just modded the frick out of it. Battlefleet Gothic was a game that got like really highly recommended to me by my friends, but it's just one of those things that I just never got into, or I never got to play. Oh, there it is, Mech Warrior Online. That doesn't tell me how much I've played it. I think that like these two are easily some of my most favorite games of all times. Like Middle Earth, Shadow of War, and Shadow of Mordor, both of them were amazingly good games.
I want to. I really want to get. I'd like an ability to anchor my block from a different section.
Arrow,
I really would.
can you check my YouTube channel? Just link the thing, copy the invite link into the chat.
Is it in that section?
It's literally in the main page of my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know. I'm.
What is the oldest game that I can remember playing? The oldest game that I ever played would probably be Angband. Angband is a roguelike. Wait, what am I saying? I literally have Angband right here. This is Angband. It's basically
I don't
Rogue, just
see it spaz.
themed by themed around Lord of the Rings.
I do not see it spaz OS.
Yeah, let me try. I am sure this will be fine. Give me just a moment.
There's actually one that says here it is, I see it.
Did you find it?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, look at you.
It's actually up it's up on the right hand side of the actual logo. Your actual logo, it says Spazzy's Discord. That didn't take long.
Can you copy it just in case?
I can do that very much so just in case. I will even put it in here just in case. Guys, make sure you click on the rules, click yes that you've read the rules, and in the talk to mod sections, blame it on me and Spaz. Nothing will go wrong.
Well, in Mora, if you want to
Much.
really feel old, the first game that I ever played, like electronic video game that I ever played, was one of those electronic clock games featuring Zayac and what's his face, Volk from the wait. I actually need to find this now.
It became a problem when it all of a sudden was a problem. Can I go to voxel grid snapping maybe and get it over? No, you're just going to.
Yep, I found it. I found it. Okay, are you ready for this, boys? I do not think you're ready for this. This is the first game that I ever like remember playing as a kid. This is it.
Paint is
Let
not a game. Put it away.
I mean, it's not a video game technically
Oh
speaking.
my good gracious. My good gracious.
You had to catch the eggs as they
Those are
rolled
eggs?
down.
I thought they were potatoes.
I mean, Eastern Europe. Ah, yes. Do you remember eating inside of restaurants? Those were the days.
What are restaurants? I know what Uber is.
Oh, I think I
And the
just
restaurants come
broke
to me.
Arrow. Let me fix
What?
that. Okay, there we go. I broke
Oh, we're
Arrow.
broken.
let me fix that real quick. Okay, ladies and gents, it's been 2 hours of streaming.
Oh, has it actually? Good gracious. And only Spaz
Time.
was successful at winning.
Well, I mean, my goal was much more manageable than yours, dude.
I mean, that's true.
But you know what? Before we end this, I want to do a dumb thing. I want to see which would actually survive better, this thing or the original, well, not the original, but the upgraded version of the device 2. Oh, dude, 52. Oh, man. I am not that far off. I'm gonna be like 31 in December. Like, and only recently I had to start figuring, like, you know what? It's been a while. Arbitrary tourist slots, unarmed tourist
Sure, why not?
slots. Now, this might lag you out, as I had like 20,000 of these things. Armed
Charlotte.
turrets, armed turrets. Still a kid inside. Aren't we all? Dude, I get it. Like, I would like to think I will never get tired of, like, no, let me rephrase that. I don't want to be put in a situation where I have to kill off my childhood. In the sense of, enjoying just sitting down and just playing video games with friends. I just, like, if I can, I would like to not have to experience that. Something like this, I guess? Go hull durability. Yeah. I don't want to, like, completely break this.
Guys, what's a third of 19?
A third of 19?
My brain is going, it's like, well, no, cubed. Or the square cubed. It's like fucking 3.25 or something. I don't know anymore. Brain is too hard.
Do you mean like 19 divided by 3? Because that would be like
No, no. It's
6.3333.
cubed. It's cubed down. It'd be like, what do I got? I've got half. 19
How,
is nine and a
how
half.
do I into the
Half of
thinky
that.
do?
Is it 4 1/4? I don't freaking know.
Oh man.
There was a time I used to be good at this, and now it's gone. Gone.
Dude, I work in a field where I just have to do math all the frickin' time, but you will still see me use like a calculator for the stupidest and the easiest things.
It's just simpler.
It's like,
Easy.
well, I mean, if I make a mistake, then fixing that mistake is going to take time and effort and money.
God damn it. That's the other problem. Ah, I made this too fucking big.
I guess this is gonna be just... This will just have to be good enough.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be good enough. I've got people bothering me on the other end now. It's already been 2 hours. Where are you?
I'm not done yet. I'm going to very
Yeah,
quickly do
nope, that's
this.
exactly what I'm saying to everybody. I'm not done yet.
I'm going to pit these two ships again, like one against the other. Because obviously that's a good idea. Oh no, I just removed the guns, which means that I will have to re.
Eee.
Oh, how many of these did I have here? I already forgot. I have the memory of a goldfish with a bad memory.
Blue,
Whoop.
blue.
Glub, 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 he said.
I kind of
Just.
wish there were analog controls for being able to resize blocks. I should suggest
Analog?
that.
Do you just mean
Analog.
smooth? Smooth, or.
No, so like instead of using your mouse and going up or down or left or right,
Okay, now I
I
placed one of the.
calculators are like I have to press the Windows key, then type in CALC, and then I have to press enter. Then I have to click on that window. Then I have to type in 19, look for the square cube button, which I'd have to change to a scientific calculator to do it, and then click enter, and then do that again so that I get this square. Yeah.
Are you gonna be okay?
2.628. Thanks, Spider. See, in
Arrow.
the amount of time it took for me to say what I had to do, Spider
Yeah,
already had it written down. See, that's all
Inamura
you guys
just
need to know.
perfectly described my situation at times. Like, oh yeah, I squirrel. It's like that is literally me, dude. It's like you can actually notice that a lot. I realize, okay, fair enough. English is my third language. My first is Latvian, then it's Russian, then it's English. But like, I just stop talking midway and just expect people to know what I mean. This is
I
perfectly
mean,
fine.
by now, is there really that much difference between Latvian and Russian to begin with, or is
Well,
the root still the
I
same,
mean, I
anyways?
hope. I kind of hope it might be
Okay,
the same.
so say Adam is my best friend in both Russian and Latvian.
Hmm? Wait, dude, just a
Say
moment. Because I need to do
he's
this
got to Google
now.
Translate it. 1 second.
Wait. I want to do this because we are hitting the 2 hour mark already.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Where is it? Okay, why the hell? And, like, for some reason on this ship, it doesn't want to mirror the placement of the turrets for some reason.
You need more than one turret to do it.
Hmm?
Add a bunch of turrets until you find an someone that have actually two of them.
We're in
The reason
creative. We're not consuming the
yes,
turrets when.
I know, but you want to put them on both sides as mirror, right?
Oh, you need at least two of them.
You need at least two.
Mm.
Oh, Nano. Oh, that. Oh, jeez. Oh, shot in the heart. Oh, it's too late. I'm dead.
Shut to the yard. And you're too lame. Okay. I am ready to pit these things against one another and watch them just fail terribly. What is the thing right now? Good enough. Okay, so here we go. You need to. Is that the attack target?
It's A.
Do it. We doing it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the Gardok has an idea. He is just going to thrust away from Razzle Dazzle. Oh no.
Razzle dazzle.
This man has the right idea.
Oh
I
my god,
think.
he's so fast.
Look at him go.
I can't keep up with him.
Where are you?
I have to constantly double click his
Press and
name.
hold. Press and hold.
I can't. That just
Spacebar.
shows the inside of the freaking. Okay, there we go. I had to zoom out a lot. A lot. And I can't rotate up or down.
It just canceled the order.
Oof.
Fast. Order complete. See, that's the thing. For some reason, it doesn't like doing this. Like, it didn't have this issue. Like, it didn't used to have this issue. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna wait until they close distance this time. I think the way that the NPCs handle changes if they are actively being targeted by something. Maybe that's the thing. Okay, I'm ready to tell it to attack. We'll do so at like 10k. Like, who would win?
Well, your old one's not winning at this rate.
An attempt is being made. I'm
Did a lot
watching
of
this.
shield damage on that.
I'm actually watching the prediction, like the targeting prediction these things have. Uh, Hats
They are
off.
exactly
It's
what I do. Exactly what I do.
the guard dog just ate a boulder. And another one. And another one.
And another one.
Oh man, Razzle's getting some free kicks.
Quality shots in there. I don't know, it's pretty even. What's the difference in Omicron?
I think it is pretty much the same, or at least I
Oh,
hope
it is
so.
the same. It's legitimately the same.
Well, like that's the test, right?
Well, which one did you give more shield to?
None. Like they are very much equal. Because the whole point was to create a ship that it was kind of like Razzle Dazzle to send with the miners. Oh yeah, there we go. Like Razzle has more shield now.
I don't know, man. Oh, it's really wrecking it.
I'll reapply the attack order.
I don't know. I don't think I'll live that long, to be honest.
There we go. Okay, the thing just the new one just lost its shields. Razzle right now probably has better angles because
Yeah.
this thing does like Razzle has all of its turrets on one side. This thing has them a little bit more split apart. Oh, I'm losing some blocks. Oh, there we go. He's underneath Razzle. Razzle cannot shoot.
No, he's still shooting.
Oh
Razzle's
yeah.
angled better.
Yeah, half of
Oh,
this dude's guns are not. Oh, there we go. I just lost something.
and that is why angling and angle of attack is extremely important in this game.
Yeah.
I actually, oh my god, I'm so far down. It looks like they're trying to keep each other in distance, but like also.
Well, he is gaining on him. Oh, there we go. Got some shield back, but that's not gonna help him. Oh,
Nope.
there we go. They just overheated, both of them. You know. Oh wow, there we go. Wow, Razzle, holy.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
big hit. What did he hit there?
I think he just hit the center of the ship somewhere. You know, it was supposed to fix this sort of fighting where it's just like two ships flying side by side shooting each other. Like at this point, like broadsides would actually make sense.
Thing is, though, is you made a ship that is essentially the same as another ship, and there's no major difference in terms of it being able to bring guns to bear because they're basically the same. Like if I took, I mean, I know you're, I I know you had to rebuild it. But if I brought, I mean, this Omicron is just nothing because it's just a joke. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
um,
that the polarization that I put on Razzle is most likely the one that yeah, antimatter, and I'm pretty sure that Razzle is using antimatter. Razzle just
oh, that's
fled.
interesting.
Look at Razzle go. Razzle like, nope, I'm out of here.
Um, I don't know what systems you put on, what guns you put on. But this was just the core.
All right, I think it's kind of obvious that these guys are kind of close, but not really. All right, ladies and gents, I think we're gonna stop here then. All right,
Yeah, if I get more people
Euro.
asking me to do things.
Oh
Yippee
no.
booty.
Oh
Thank you
no.
for coming. Uh-oh, what is, oh no.
Oh no. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Save current design. There we go. So, so the scout ship that I created today, it cost 32,000 credits. Cheap. Very, very cheap. All
And
right.
it requires nanite, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not like we don't have neonite.
Not much. Yeah, that's true.
All right, ladies and gents, thanks for watching. Hopefully, you had some fun on an otherwise uneventful day. And we'll see you the next time round. Cheerio.